Chào cả nhà, hello guys, I am Nina Tran Lee. Welcome to So Sim Yum Kitchen. This is where I prepare food that touches my family soul. It's simple to make and yummy to eat. So if you have the same interest, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today I'm going to share how to make steamed buns. Not just one kind, but 3 different kinds of steamed buns using unbleached all-purpose flours. I am so happy that I can make 3 different kinds of very fluffy and delicious steamed buns for my family using unbleached all-purpose flour. Look at these photos. Aren't these steamed buns beautiful? Anyway, I used to buy pre-mixed flours to make steamed buns, and these specialty flours always produce the whitest and the fluffiest steamed buns, just like the ones sold at the bakeries. When my family moved to this small town in Wisconsin with no Asian market, I decided to experiment making steamed buns using unbleached all-purpose flour. The first reason was I don't live near Asian market, so I couldn't find the specialty flour unless I'm willing to drive 2 hours to Chicago. The second reason was I recently learned that bleached flour is not good for our health, and all the specialty flours are bleached. And the last reason was I would like for all my viewers to be able to make delicious and fluffy steamed buns using unbleached all-purpose flours that is available at any local groceries and also good for their health. Okay, I admit that I spoil Mr. Pham and our 2 kiddos. So every time I make steamed buns, I make 3 different kinds. Mr. Pham's absolute favorite is the traditional savory steamed buns that fill with all the goodies. As for my 16-year-old son, he simply enjoys his steamed buns with just the Chinese sausage. And finally, my 11-year-old daughter, she loves the hugging type of steamed buns because she likes the freedom of choosing her own fillings. For example, she can fill the buns with the Chinese or Japanese char siu, roasted ducks, croquettes, or the sweet and sour pickled veggies. You know what? I cannot wait to share these 3 different kinds of steamed buns with you guys. So shall we get started? These are the main ingredients to make steamed buns. For the dough, we will need unbleached all-purpose flour. Here I use King Arthur unbleached all-purpose flours because it is so inexpensive on Amazon at $3.26 for a 5-pound bag. Although this unbleached flour will not give me the whitest of steamed buns, I am willing to sacrifice looks for good health. Because good health is important for my family, I won't be adding fat or shortening into the dough because I personally think steamed buns already have enough calories. In addition, we will need active dry yeast and baking powder. Vietnamese like to eat steamed buns on the sweeter side, so we will be needing some sugar. As for the filling, we will need ground pork of 80% lean and 20% fat. Here I use pork shoulder or butt. We will need eggs and Chinese sausage. To keep our filling moist, we will need cabbage, preserved cabbage, and green onion. I prepare the working surface using food plastic wrap for easy dough handling and cleaning. Now I need to knead the dough for 30 seconds to 1 minute by hand. Time like this is when I greatly appreciate my KitchenAid stand mixer. Without the KitchenAid, I will have to knead the dough for at least 15 to 20 minutes by hand. I used to handle this task easily, but not anymore as my hands are somewhat damaged after I installed over 3,000 square foot of hardwood floor during our home renovation 2 years ago. Anyway, after kneading, I use both of my hands to tug and form the dough into a circle like this. I lightly grease the bowl with vegetable oil and place the dough in it. Cover and let it rise until double, which will probably take about 1 hour. Now is the perfect timing to prepare the filling. First, place 6 Chinese sausage and 2 eggs into the pot. Add water, just enough to cover the sausage and eggs. Cover with a lid and bring this pot to a boil over medium heat. When the water is boiled, turn the heat off, but don't take the sausage and egg out. Allow them to soak in the water for another 10 minutes to get hard boiled eggs. After that, take the eggs out and place them in cold, icy water for easy peeling. Also, take the sausage out so they can be dry. The easiest way to peel eggs is to soak them in cold, icy water after they are done cooking. A few gently taps on the countertop and gently roll the eggs like this to create as many cracks as possible. The shell is now very easy to peel off the egg without damaging the cooked egg whites. I actually enjoy this part way too much. Give it a quick rinse. Check out this one perfect peeled egg, guys. I use the ice cream scoop to divide the filling into 8 portions. It is totally okay if one scoop is more than the other. After that, I wet the palm of my hand with a little oil and start making the filling balls. Wrapping the cooked egg and sausage inside like this helps cut down the steaming time. Because now the pork filling is hollow in the center, so only 15 minutes is needed to cook a big size steam buns. As a bonus, the filling is extra moist and not overcooked. Remember, always keep the fillings, including the extra Chinese sausage, in the refrigerator until they are needed later in the process. Once the dough is double in size, I will give it one good punch to deflate all the air bubbles. I try to show you guys all the beautiful air bubbles generated during the 1 hour proofing, but I missed the shot. This is what happens when I don't have the right gears for filming, especially I'm doing all this by myself. Anyway, now I need to knead the dough to get rid of all the air bubbles. So I will let my kitchen egg stand mixture to carry out that hard work. Again, start at speed 2 for 2 minutes and increase to speed 4 for another 2 minutes. The dough is just right, not wet and not dry, so I don't need to use extra flour. Roll this ball of dough out to about 6 inches diameter. After that, only roll the outer edge like this one, this one, this one, and this one, so that the center is thicker than the outer edge. Make sure to roll the outer edge out to about 7 inches to 8 inches diameter. Place the filling in the center where the dough is thick. I won't be able to wrap this big size bun on my tiny hand, so I will be making the blitz while the bun is sitting on the countertop. I will be sharing 3 different ways to make the blitz from hardest to easiest. The first method is making blitz all around the bun. Pick up the outer edge and make the first split and hold it with your thumb and index finger. Hold this first split in place with your first hand. Use another hand with your thumb and index finger to pick up the outer edge and make the next split, and then give it to the first hand. The first hand will take in this second split and gather with the first split. Keep doing this until you reach the very end. At the end, just pinch and twist to secure all the bleed. The second method is a little easier than the first. Again, roll the dough out to about 6 inches diameter. Now roll the outer edge out to about 7 inches to 8 inches diameter to make the center thicker than the outer edge. Place the filling in the center. The way I do the second method is to pick up 2 outer edges and meet them up in the center like this. After that, I make the blitz on one side. Pinch and secure all the blitz in that half. Change hand. Now, make blitz on the other side. Pinch and secure all the blitz to meet up with the first one. The third method is the easiest. Again, roll the dough out to about 6 inches diameter. Now roll the outer edge out to about 7 inches to 8 inches diameter to make the center thicker than the outer edge. Place the filling in the center. This time, I pick up 4 outer edges and pinch them up at the center. After that, just pick up from the 4 blitz and wrap up to meet with the center. This looks kind of cute, but the result after steaming doesn't look as good as the first two. However, it is the easiest for the new cooks. To achieve the tall and fluffy steamed buns, we need to allow these buns to go through the second proofing, which requires about 15 minutes. So just let these buns rest in the bamboo steamer for 15 minutes before steaming them. In the meantime, let's bring an 8-quart pot of water to a boil on the big stove over medium heat. After 15 minutes of proving the buns, they are ready to be steamed. Add about 1/4 cup of distilled vinegar into the boiling water before steaming the buns to help the buns to become whiter. Steam the bun for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, go and finish the second batch of the dough. Okay, 15 minutes is up. Let's check it out. Ta-da! Aren't they beautiful? Wow, they are pretty white. Okay, after steaming this bun for 15 minutes, we need to turn the heat off, but we still let the steamed bun rest here for another 5 minutes. This step is important because these steamed buns will shrink quite a lot if they experience sudden change in temperature. Okay, let's turn the heat off, close the lid, and let them rest for another 5 minutes before bringing them to the cooling rack. This is Mr. Farm's favorite steamed bun. Okay, let's break it open. Oh, look. Look at how fluffy this is. See how fluffy this is? It bounces back. Let's check out the filling. Look at how juicy the meat is. So juicy. I cannot wait to dig in, guys. Let's check out the bun. When I was young, I liked to peel off the skin like this to eat. Like this guy. Any of you guys like to eat like that? Please leave me a comment if you do that, okay? Oh, here is a good shot of all those beautiful bubbles. Yay, finally. So this is how you know you have fluffy steamed buns, okay guys? Let's dig in the filling now. So tasty. The meat is so moist and juicy. The cabbage and the onion go so well with the ground pork. And a hint of reserved cabbage set this filling up a notch. One word. Yum! We can store these steamed buns 2 ways. We can keep this steamed bun in the refrigerator for a week or in the freezer for a few months in an airtight containers. But first, we have to wrap them using the plastic food wrap to prevent their skin from getting dry. And we need to wrap them while they are still warm. For the Chinese sausage steamed buns, I only do it for 10 minutes. So again, I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm gonna let it sit here for another 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, let's check this Herkin style steam buns out. Oh, they look good. One of my friend's daughter, Kayla, she named this a Herkin blanket because this is like a Herkin blanket. It's a blanket that hugs all the feelings that she want to put in there. So yeah, Kayla, thank you for the name, honey. Okay, here is my label of love for Mr. Pham and our 2 kiddos. These steam buns have been out for a few hours already, but they haven't shrunk yet. They are still fluffy. Look, I push the skin in and it bounces right back. These steam buns are Mr. Pham's favorite because the fillings reminded him of his childhood steam buns. My son's choice of steam buns are the ones wrapped in the Chinese sausage. He can eat all 8 of these little guys in one single meal if I give him permission. Oh, did you see the photo earlier when I cut this steam bun in half? So beautiful with all those air bubbles surrounding the sausage. Finally, are these Herkin buns that have my daughter's name written on them. Today, I let these steam buns hug my homemade Chinese char siu and my homemade vegetarian chili oil. Both of these recipes are on So Sim Yam channel, so check out the YouTube card for the links to those videos, or the links will be listed in the description box. In the buns, I also included my homemade sweet and sour pickled veggies, which I will share the recipe in the future. As for the sauce, it was the combination of my vegetarian chili oil, hoisin sauce, and soy sauce. The steam buns with these fillings right here are busted with amazing texture and flavor of fluffy, sweet, salty, spicy, and sour. A taste of heaven in one single bite. Try to make these 2 steam buns for party as they are the perfect size for finger food. Anyway, I hope you guys will make this steam bun for your family to try. Good luck, everyone! I hope you enjoyed 3 different ways of making steam buns. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. I would also like to give a shout out to everyone kind comments on my videos. They are very, very precious and make me smile after reading them. Thank you very much for watching and happy cooking for your loved ones. See you guys next time. Chào cả nhà nha.